In today's video, I'm going to be making a dreamy multiple tiered side tie skirt, and my inspiration came from a website called Sue Linen, and I'm so excited to get started, so stick around. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Sewpapilla channel. I'm Michelle, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. And I've been away for a few weeks, but I'm back. I had to take some time to reset and to get over whatever I had some kind of bug that I had for several weeks, and you still may be able to hear it in my voice. So if we can just move past that, that would be so awesome. And I'm really excited about today's video. It is going to be the last of the summer skirts that I had chosen for my 2024 summer wardrobe. And the last skirt that I'm going to be making is from the Sue Linen website, and it's this wrap skirt that can be worn any time of the year. I chose it for my summer wardrobe. However, I think it would be absolutely perfect to move over into my fall wardrobe. This skirt is going to have possibly 3 to 4 tiers of bias tape trim all the way around the wrap skirt, and the tiers are going to be located at the waistline, the high hip, and mid hip, and possibly the low hip. I'm still indecisive on whether I'm going to add a lower tier or not, but I just may go for it, but you'll have to stick around and watch to find out. So the sewing pattern that I'm going to be using to help me complete this look is the Rosery Apparel Hannah skirt, and I purchased this Hannah skirt sewing pattern over a year ago when I first started experimenting with sewing garments. This pattern was the very first digital sewing pattern that I had ever used, and I'm so glad that I did. It was a good challenge for me. Everything turned out exactly as I was hoping for, and I'm actually wearing the skirt that I made over a year ago using the Rosery Apparel Hannah skirt. And here I'll give you a quick look. Isn't it so cute? I really love this skirt, and I do plan on making more for every season possibly. And the nice thing about it, with any sewing pattern, you can change the length of it. So I'm going to, with this sewing pattern, I'm not going to hack it. However, I am going to use it to make my inspiration skirt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add to the sewing pattern and remove the pockets. I know that's a no-no possibly to you guys, but if I add the pockets will add more to my hips, which they're already out there. So I want to kind of have a slimmer look with this summer skirt inspiration. So I will remove the pockets and add the trim to the sewing pattern, and I just thought it was a good choice for this sewing pattern, and because it is a wrap skirt and it already has the ties on the side seam, and I'm just going to keep adding to the skirt until I get the look that I want. The fabric that I'm going to be using in today's video was from fabricsstore.com. If you're interested, I'll have the link down in the description below. And the color of this 100% linen fabric is called Brown Stone. And I absolutely love this fabric. It's so beautiful. The color is so rich. It's like a brown with very low red undertones. It's kind of like a brownish red. The really scary part of this sewing project is that I'm not going to do a practice piece, a toile. I am not going there this time. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna take the risk. And since I had so much luck sewing this Hannah skirt that I'm wearing right now, it was my first try. Since I had so much luck doing that the first time, what can possibly go wrong? I'm gonna cross my fingers on that. We'll have to see. But anyways, wish me luck. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my Sue Linen skirt inspiration project, and I hope you'll join me. So let's get started. Last night I worked on the patterns. I retraced the patterns to make a longer length because I only had the short length, which the sewing pattern comes with to begin with. I've already washed and dried and pressed the wrinkles out of the fabric. It looks like we're right on track. Yeah, so what I'm going to do when I get started, I'm going to follow the sewing pattern as instructed in the digital instructions. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so far I have the pieces cut out for the original Hannah skirt sewing pattern. I have the long tie that wraps all the way around the skirt. I have the short tie and the waistband cut out. And over here I have the front of the skirt. I have the two pieces cut out. And then over here is the back long skirt piece. So now what I'm going to do is with the short skirt piece, it's a long skirt, so cut 1 is going to be the long version, and the cut 2 part of it, I'm going to shorten it to the original length of the sewing pattern, and that skirt will be underneath. And here I'll show you another example here in just a second. Okay, so looking at the Hannah skirt, you have your front piece, and you have your second front piece, and you have your back piece. So for the two front pieces, I'm going to keep this front piece long. It's going to be 31 inches, and then the second front piece, which is this piece here, is going to remain the same. So when the skirt comes together, when I wrap it, I'll have the long front panel and I'll have the long back panel, and when you open the wrap skirt part open, this panel will be the same. It'll just tie at different tiers. So that's the look I'm going for. Let's continue to keep moving forward. Okay, I have my two front pieces that are long lengths right here. And now all I have to do to be ready to start sewing is to cut the second piece the original length. So I'm going to move this aside. And here it is. This is going to be good, guys. I have the backs of the skirt, and then I'm going to have, it's going to wrap with the shorter skirt, and then the final wrap will be the outer front of the skirt. So it'll be something like that. So when you open it, you'll have the short skirt and then the long skirt. And then you'll have those sweet darling ties tiered on the side. So, I'm so excited, but I'm so nervous. Oh, please, please, please let this work. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do all of the darts for the front and back of the skirt pieces. And since I already have the markings, this makes it a lot easier for me to match my dart guides and iron them down. It just makes the process so much easier when you mark all of your markings. And oops, ouch, I just burned myself. I need to stop talking. Okay, I have the back piece. I have the back darts pressed and ready to go. I have the inner skirt wrap dart ready to go. And now I just have the front wrap of the front of the skirt to go, and we are done. So before I move on to the next step, I think what I'm going to do is for the short piece of the front skirt, I'm going to go ahead and press the hem now because I feel like if I don't do that, it's going to be really difficult to create a hem for this piece if I sew the side seams of the front and back skirts together. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. See, I'm just going to fold it over about a 1/2 inch and then fold it over again just to have a clean hem. That should be good. Pin it just in one spot. I'm going to sew this up, and then I'm going to connect my front and back pieces and sew them at the side seams. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and attach the side seams of the front and back of the skirts together, and with the right sides together. I'm going to attach the short side to the left side first. Okay, and then the other side with right sides together. I'm attaching the other side okay. So I'm going to sew along the side seam here and here. What I'm going to do for this side, for the short edge of the skirt and the open raw seam, I'm just going to sew along the edge all the way down as if this is a long length skirt. I'm going to sew all the way down, and I'm going to serge from the waist to the edge of where this hem is, and then for the lower half I will just press over ever so slightly and just press over again to close the raw edge. I forgot to push record while I was serging, but I just serged the short side of the skirt just up to the hem, and then I serged all the way from the waist all the way down to the hem for the long length of the skirt. Now I'm just going to go ahead and press the seams, and once I'm done with that, I will do just a nice finish stitch on the outside close to the edge. That way it looks really nice. The instructions on the sewing pattern didn't ask for that, but I'm going to go ahead and add it myself anyways. Look how nice this looks. It looks like it was meant to be this way. I really, really lucked out. I'm so pleased. So pleased. Okay, here's the short skirt, and I finished stitched all the way down on the right sides, and then I folded over the raw edge just so you can have an idea of what the final results will look like after you sew the side seams together. When you open it up, it'll look like this. Here's this short version in the front, and here is the long version that wraps around, and it'll look like this so far. It's supposed to have a gap because I wanted a little leg to show, but we will have the tiers of bows right here kind of covering up that gap a little bit. So so far I'm liking what I've done so far, so let's keep going. I'm just going to fold it over about a 1/2 inch, and then I'll fold it over again to finish it off. And now we're going to hem the bottom hem for the front and back piece, the long length skirts. So the instructions mentioned that you can add interfacing to the waist belt if you choose to, and I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'm using linen, and I want to make sure that it has a good structure to it. And I'm sewing 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to go ahead and assemble the waistband to the skirt and attach the ties. Now for the ties, for the long length skirt, I'm going to want the short tie on this side, and on the short length skirt, I'm going to want the long tie. Okay, so now I'm going to base stitch the ties to the waistband, and then we'll attach the waistband to the skirt. I'm just about done with this skirt, meaning if I were making the Hannah skirt just alone with no additional changes, I would be completely done except for needing to create the buttonhole in the waistband. And since I am adding tiered bias tape all the way around the wrap skirt to create this look from the Linen website, this my dream skirt I hope I can make. But so far it's working out pretty good. All I have left to do is like I said, the buttonhole, and to make the tiered bias tape all the way around and connect the ties to make the cute bows on the side seam. So that's all I have left. It's time to add the my guides where I'm going to place my bias tape tiers, or rows rather. And I went ahead and I started from the lower edge of the waistband, and I measured 3.5 inches down, and that was my starting point. So every row has a space of 3.5 inches in between. So I am only going to be adding the bias trim to the two long pieces of the skirt and not the short skirt. Okay, so now I have all of my markings. Now I'm going to create my guides, and I'm just going to be using a yardstick and tailor's chalk to make my lines. And once I have that done, then I'll start creating the bias tape. So I'm just measuring 3.5 inches in between each row, and I'm doing 4 tiers or rows, however you would like to call them. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to start measuring my guidelines to see how much fabric I'll need to make my bias tape. And I'm going to jot down my measurements. And if you decide to try this project for yourself, just keep in mind that all the measurements will vary due to, you know, we're all different sizes. So for the first row, I need 38 inches. Second, I need 41 inches. For the third, I need 43 inches. And for the fourth, I need 45 inches. And this is just to cover the skirt. This does not include the ties. Okay, I completely lucked out, guys. This is the only fabric that I have left to match the skirt, and I have exactly 46 inches all the way across. So this truly worked out, because I need, for the fourth row, I need 45 inches. So that's perfect. So I'll use the center strip for the bias tape for rows 4 and rows 3, and then I'll have right next to it, I'll use the rows 41 and 38. So that's perfect. It's a continuous strip. I won't have to break it down into 2 pieces and sew them together to make one continuous bias tape. So that worked out perfectly. So now I just need to make sure I have enough fabric this way to make the ties. Fold the tie in half. And you're going to open it, and you're going to fold the edge over to the crease and press. Then you're going to repeat the same step on the other side. Fold it over to the crease. Then you can gather your clips or pins. You want to close your bias tape. And when you have all of the ties completed, you're just going to want to sew the edge to sew them closed. Okay, I have all of the ties done. Now we are working on our last bit of bias tape trim. So we just have 4 pieces and we are done. Okay, we're going to open and fold over and press. You're going to fold it over to the crease, same as the ties. All right, I have everything completed. I have all of my ties. I have all of my bias tape trim. And now I have to figure out how I'm going to attach it. We're going to need a lot of pins for this. Okay, the first row is completed and I love it. It looks so good. It looks so good. It adds a little bit of uniqueness and some texture. We've got the ties at the end and I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and start on row 2. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave you for now and I'll be back as soon as all the rows are completed. to go ahead and stop the video right here. I hope you enjoyed today's video with my inspiration summer wrap skirt. And if you liked it, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up. And thanks again so much for watching the Sopapilla channel and watching this video to the very end. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate all of you so much. And I post videos, or I try to post videos every Sunday if all goes well with family, health, and outside work plans. I do my very best, and I hope to see you here next week. Bye. The fabric in this video today was from fabricstore.com, and I'll have the link down in this. The fabric in this video today was from fabricstore.com, and I'll have the link down in this. Okay, normal with no changing anything up. I would be completely finished by now, except for adding the buttonhole. Oh my gosh, the buttonhole. Oh, let me redo that.